Hi folks! This upcoming Tuesday morning, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences will announce their nominees for the 83rd Annual Academy Awards. And since I'm in the business of predetermining the Academy's every flinch, I thought I'd offer up some predictions in the 8 so-called major categories. If you want to see my guesses in all 24 categories, you can find those on my blog. Let's get started. In Best Original Screenplay, I foresee nominations for Another Year, Black Swan, Inception, The Kids Are All Right, and The King's Speech. I only included Christopher Nolan's renowned script for Inception after much internal debate and second-guessing, and that's just because I'm a tad skeptical about how much the Academy actually liked this movie. I suspect he could be vulnerable in this category to the screenwriters of The Fighter, or even to more obscure contenders like Please Give or Four Lions. We'll just have to wait and see. In Adapted Screenplay, I think the nominees will be The Social Network, True Grit, The Town, Toy Story 3, and Winter's Bone. Now you should be aware that The Town is anything but a sure thing in this category, and it could easily be edged out by the likes of 127 Hours, Rabbit Hole, or even The Ghostwriter. For Best Supporting Actress, I imagine the nominees will be Amy Adams for The Fighter, Helena Bonham Carter for The King's Speech, Melissa Leo for The Fighter, Haley Steinfeld for True Grit, and Jackie Weaver for Animal Kingdom. It's a bit of a weak category this year, and there isn't much more competition threatening these predicted 5, although Mila Kunis could sneak in for her Golden Globe and SAG-nominated performance in Black Swan. Best Supporting Actor also has a lineup that's fairly crystallized at this point in the season. Christian Bale for The Fighter, Jeremy Renner for The Town, Mark Ruffalo for The Kids Are All Right, and Jeffrey Rush for The King's Speech are all likely to be nominated. That 5th opening could go to Andrew Garfield in The Social Network, or perhaps John Hawkes in Winter's Bone, or even Matt Damon in True Grit. But you know, guessing the Oscars wouldn't be much fun without an off-the-wall prediction here or there, so just for the heck of it, I'm going way out on a limb for Sam Rockwell in Conviction. It's a film that hasn't received much awards attention this year, but Rockwell is a well-liked and hard-working character actor who has never been nominated before. I don't really expect this to happen, but I will gladly claim the bragging rights in the unlikely event that it does. Best Actress is a very crowded category this year. There are plenty of outstanding performances in the running, but the 5 that I think will be nominated are Annette Bening in The Kids Are All Right, Nicole Kidman in Rabbit Hole, Jennifer Lawrence in Winter's Bone, Leslie Manville in Another Year, and Natalie Portman in Black Swan. Be aware of Michelle Williams in Blue Valentine, who could replace any of these ladies as one of the nominated 5. For Best Actor, I'm betting on Robert Duvall in Get Low, Jesse Eisenberg in The Social Network, Colin Firth in The King's Speech, James Franco in 127 Hours, and Ryan Gosling in Blue Valentine. Not to be forgotten are Jeff Bridges, who has many fans of his work in True Grit, and Javier Bardem, who has been championed by critics all over the world for his performance in the Mexican film Beautiful. For Best Director, I imagine the nominees shall be Darren Aronofsky for Black Swan, David Fincher for The Social Network, Tom Hooper for The King's Speech, Christopher Nolan for Inception, and David O. Russell for The Fighter. These are the 5 men who were nominated by the Directors Guild of America, but that doesn't necessarily mean they'll all be nominated for the Oscar as well. I have a sneaky suspicion that the Coen brothers could be nominated for True Grit, but for now the safest bet is to assume a complete correlation between the DGA and the Academy. And that brings us to Best Picture. There are basically 11 films competing for 10 slots this year, those contenders being 127 Hours, Black Swan, The Fighter, Inception, The Kids Are All Right, The King's Speech, The Social Network, True Grit, The Town, Toy Story 3, and Winter's Bone. So predicting the 10 nominees is simply a case of deciding which one film gets left out. And the 2 most vulnerable films, in my opinion, are Winter's Bone and 127 Hours. Winter's Bone is vulnerable because it's a tiny, gritty, bleak, independent film without any big stars headlining it. And 127 Hours is in danger because a lot of people, believe it or not, are simply refusing to see the film, obviously not tickled by the prospect of watching a man spend 5 days cutting off his own arm. It's a toss-up between these 2 really, but I'm opting to include Winter's Bone as that 10th Best Picture nominee. We'll find out on Tuesday if I'm right. For a full list of my predictions in every category, you can check my blog. I'll be back with some reactions to Tuesday's announcements later next week. Ta for now.